Megan here today working with Maggie again. Today we're going to work on her knowing Navy. Last time we worked on Army and she did very well touching it with her nose and distinguishing between the Navy and the Army. So today we're going to try and get her to do Navy versus the Army one. First we're going to get her knowing what Navy is, so she knows the symbol. Alright, girl. Maggie, Navy. Good girl. Good girl. Maggie. Nope. Navy. Good girl. Maggie. Navy. Good girl. Maggie. Maggie. Navy. Good girl. Okay, now that she's done a few with the Navy, we're going to work on bringing it into the Army. Since she had this one last time, hopefully it doesn't throw her off too much, but we'll keep trying. Right, girl. Maggie. Navy. She got the Army first, but I think that's just because it was closest. We're going to try back her up a little bit. Okay. Good girl. Alright, girl. Navy. Good girl. Good girl, Navy. Good girl. Maggie, Navy. Navy. Good girl. Good girl, Navy. Good girl. Maggie. Navy. Maggie. Navy. Good girl. Good Navy. Good girl. Maggie. Navy. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, I'm going to switch it to put it into my right hand. That way she just doesn't pick the left one every single time. Alright, Maggie. Navy. Good girl. She picked it out right away, which was really good. Hi, girl. Maggie. Navy. Good girl. Good Navy. Good Navy. Alright, so now I'm going to try and switch it up between the two of the Army and the Navy. I'm going to do a quick review of the Army one just so she's on cue which one is which. Alright, girl. Army. Good girl, Army. Good girl. Maggie. Nope. Army. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, girl. So we got Army and Navy. Okay. Army. Navy. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, girl. Switch them up. I have the U.S. Army in my right hand and the Navy in my left hand. Alright, girl. Ready? Army. Good girl. Good girl. Maggie. Navy. Maggie. Navy. Good girl. Good Navy. Good girl. Alright, back up a little bit. Good girl. Maggie. Army. Good girl. Good Army. Good girl. Alright, Maggie. Navy. Navy. Maggie, Navy. Good girl. She focused on that one a little bit just to see if she was picking the right one, which is really, really good. That means she's actually looking at the symbols and not just looking at or realizing what hand I put it in. Alright, so I'm going to switch it. I'm going to put the Navy in my right hand and the Army in my left. Alright, Maggie. Navy. Maggie. Navy. Good girl. Good Navy. Good Navy. Good girl. Hi, Maggie. Army? Good girl. Navy. Good girl. Good Navy. Good girl. Good Navy. Get a few more treats here. Alright, good girl. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep rotating them in my hand. Alright, and again I have the Army in my right hand and the Navy in my left hand. We're gonna see if she can get which one it is. Alright, Maggie. Navy. Maggie, Navy. Good girl, good Navy. Good girl, good girl, good Navy. Alright, girl. Ready? Army. Maggie, Army. Army. Good girl. Good Army. Good girl. Alright, as you can tell, she's doing very good with learning the symbols. She's had no problem today with picking Army or the Navy and introducing both of them at once. So overall, next lesson, we're gonna try and introduce the Marines into there and see if she can distinguish between the three of them. Good girl. Good girl. One nice treat. Good girl. Nope, you can't have those. Good girl. She sees the rest of my treats behind me. Now you gotta wait. It's not for you. There you go, you can have that one. Good girl.